Hello and welcome to all my dear students of class 6. Dear students, as you all know, we already completed 5 chapters of our SST. Today we will moving to the next chapter of civics, that's your sixth chapter in the syllabus, and it's chapter number 3, what is government, as per your book. Okay, the chapter name is what is government. This is chapter number 3 in your book and sixth chapter of our SST syllabus of class 6. Okay, so we will try to understand what does this term government means. Okay. See, dear students, there are many works which are going around us. Okay, like cleanliness department, like electricity department, the power which we are getting, the water supply which we are getting. These are some works which we get done daily without seeing the people who are in that. Okay, yeah, as I was telling that there are many works which are being done in our daily life, like the electricity department, the power which comes to our house, the water supply, the cleanliness department. Children, many of these things we see that we are using these facilities, but we hardly know that who are the people who are actually working behind it. Okay, like the healthcare facilities. Okay, law and order facilities. Yeah, of course, as far as the law and order consider, we of course see the policemen which are working around us. But who gives them instruction to do so? Who sends the power supply? Who sends the water supply? So all these public works are being taken care by a organization that is called as government. Okay. So government is behind all these works which are being necessary for a people to survive in a country. Okay. Now, if we speak about the levels of the government, okay, there are basically two types of level which are meanwhile necessary for your studies. One is the main government, that is government of India, okay, or you can also say government of the country. Fine. The next one is the state government, okay, the state government. So we can write it down like this: state government or country government. In this way, country government. So, dear children, this country government because on the works on a bigger scale. It's the government of India, and who is headed by Prime Minister of India. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of India is Mr. Narendra Modi, and the state government, like the state which we belongs to, that is Uttar Pradesh, the government which takes care of our state. Okay, and who is the head of our state government? Yeah, CM Mr. Adityanath Yogi. CM is the head of state government, and for the country government, it's Prime Minister. Fine. So we will see what are the tasks of government. What does a government has to do to make the life of its citizen easier, pleasant, and comfortable to stay. The first thing is the government has to formulate laws and order. Okay, what is the connection between the laws and government? I think you are aware about the word laws. Laws are the set of rules by which a country or a state is governed. So, how does government able to interfere in these laws? The government has power to make decisions. Government can make a decision or it can change a decision. Okay, according to the situation. So, this is one of the key factor. That's why the government is said to be a powerful machinery, a powerful organization. Secondly, the second main role of the government is enforce its decision. Enforce its. Okay, dear children, let's see what does this word enforce its decision mean. See, in a country, yeah, in a state, yeah, maybe at a more smaller level, only just by making the rules and regulation, the laws, it doesn't ensure that country will run well, the state will run well. there should be someone who will enforce its decision. How the this enforcement will be done? Enforce means to get those rules implemented. Okay, either by force or by in a simple way. So there are different enforcement agencies working in a state. What are those agencies? Like I would say police. Okay, the courts. So these are the government agencies that are enforcing the people to follow the law and order. Okay, there are several other departments as well. Okay, then if there's a government in the country, there is a facility a person can move to courts. Okay, to the judiciaries, to the legal courts to get his work done in a proper manner. If at all he is not getting a proper uh, uh, answer from the departments, from police, from other departments, government department, yeah, if he is feeling somewhere ki something injustice have been done to him, something wrong has been done to him, okay, some crime has been done to him, then he can move to the courts, judiciary courts, where the judge hears the case and he gives his decision. Okay. Now the second major important thing in this chapter is types of government. Okay. Okay, dear students, now we will deal with types of government, that which type of governments are prevalent in the country. See, uh, depending upon the size of the country, depending upon the population of the country, depending upon the uh, culture a country is dealing with diversity of different things, there are two three types of government that are prevalent in a particular country. Okay, the first major type of government is democratic government. This type of government is one of the most popular form of running a country. Democratic government means a government which is being run. Okay, the democratic government, as per the definition of by a very famous personality, Abraham Lincoln, the ex-president of USA, he says the democratic government is a government which is made by the people, to the people, and for the people. Okay, made by the people, for the people, and to the people. So these words tells that people are 100% involved in formation of this type of government, democratic government. Okay. The next category is that is okay. Yeah, we were discussing about the monarchy. Monarchy government is a system of government that was used many years earlier, hundreds of thousands of years earlier. The things which we are listening in our story, that is the system that is being governed by kings. Okay, the monarchy government which I was speaking about, it's a government that was being run by kings and queens. Okay, so now these kings and queens type of government is no more prevalent, as you all know. At least not in India. There are very few countries in the world which might be having this particular system of government monarchy. If I give you an example of this type of government, it was being prevalent many years ago, maybe a decade earlier in Nepal, the monarchy system, and in Bhutan as well, in the smaller countries, was being prevalent. Okay. Now, the important thing that is to be covered in our chapter is how does this democratic government actually forms? What is the criteria? Okay. How do we choose the government? As I have said, it is government by the people. So how this process is being done? Let's see. See, my dear students, though you are very small to cast a process that is called as voting, but you might have heard about voting. Sometimes the monitors of the class are being elected by the process of voting, your prefects are being elected by the process of voting. Voting means giving chance to a person in whose favor majority of people are there. Okay, voting. It's a simple term, voting, and from that's the term vote comes. Voting means counting the majority. That if there is a group of people, in that group of people, how many uh, persons are there who have more what majority? Okay, and that majority is being checked by what? To a vote, and vote are being casted where? In a process that is called as elections, which are being held after every 5 years in our country. So through elections, we elect what? Our government. Okay. Votes are being casted in the election, and then our leader is being appointed. It is being getting decided that who will be running the state government. So election is the main process for government. So election is the main process for a yeah, dear students, one thing that has to be uh, seen here is that why this monarchy system, which I have discussed now, is getting out of trend, and why this democratic is coming more into. See, as we know, India is a very, very huge country. We are having a population of almost 130 crores. Okay, population of almost 130 crores. It's a big, very big country. It comes in the top 10 biggest country of the world. Apart from India, another big country, USA, as far as the area is concerned. Okay, almost all the bigger countries of the world are having democratic government. Okay, see, you can't uh, put a person forcibly to be a prime minister of a country or a president of a country unless and until that person have a majority. Okay, majority. Let me mention that word, majority. Okay, so that person will have to prove his majority. Then only he can form a government, a democratic government. Maximum participation of the people. Okay, then only he can run such a huge country having so much huge population, so much huge area. He can be, he can satisfy all the people of the country. A single king and queen can't ensure the well-being of entire country. So my dear students, this was all in this chapter about government, how the government is being formed, what are its main level, what is the major process of electing government, what